Hey guys, welcome to the Bin Zone. We talk about TV, movie, and animation. Today we're talking about Ozark Season 1, the latest Netflix original series, and Netflix's attempt at making their own version of Breaking Bad. And as someone who's watched Breaking Bad from pretty much the very beginning on AMC, I have to say Breaking Bad is regarded as one of the best shows on television. And of course, any network will try to replicate the success of it by using somewhat similar premises. And I thought going into this, I wasn't really going to enjoy it, but to my surprise, I actually enjoyed Ozark. I think I actually enjoyed season 1 of Ozark more so than I enjoyed season 1 of Breaking Bad. And I know, it's Breaking Bad, like the holy grail of television, and we can't speak ill of it. But as that show progressed, I found myself less interested in the character of Walter White. But in this scenario, in Ozark, Marty Bird, or Martin Bird, however you want to call him, is one interesting and compelling main character. Especially in season 1, you see his journey throughout. So let's just jump into it. Ozark is essentially the story of Martin Bird, or Marty Bird, you can call him either or. And Marty is a money launderer. He launders money for one of the Mexican cartels. And his life goes upside down in the very first episode when he finds out that his best friend's stealing from them and they kill his best friends, and he has about a month or so to launder $8 million in this new town of Lake Ozark, Missouri, down in the country. So he's a big city guy, one of those financial guys. You know the guys I'm talking about, the ones who caused the 2008 meltdown of our economy. He's one of those guys, and he does all this fancy numbers thing, which he tries to explain throughout the show. But I've never been someone who's good with numbers. I actually suck at math. So he explains how the whole process behind it, and that process is fascinating. Like, if you can grasp the understanding of it, and like I said, I'm not good at math, but I got a basic understanding of it all. It's actually fascinating the way they're able to move money around and make it all look legal and wash it by making it be clean. But the story is not just about Marty. Of course, Marty has to go to Ozark in this middle of nowhere Redneckville, and I'm gonna get to the rednecks in a bit, and make this work. But it also shows the effect it has on his family, because Marty has 2 kids, he's married. Him and his wife are having a strained relationship. Him and his kids are spoiled rich kids, so they don't understand the necessity of it. And something that the show does really well that I really enjoyed is the fact that from the very get-go, like, I hate when your father or the mother or somebody in these TV shows are criminals and have this whole double life and their kids don't know about it. And when the kids don't know about it, they have their own adventures that really don't contribute much to the plot. I love that in Ozark, from the very beginning, like the first few episodes, the kids know what their dad's doing. They're nowhere and hiding. So now you have the whole toll, what it takes on his family, how they have to move from their lavish lifestyle in Chicago to move in the middle of nowhere surrounded by rednecks. And let's get to the rednecks, because if you thought you hated rednecks before, this show is one of those shows that shows so much redneckery and so much country, but at the same time showing a different facade, a different aspect of it. Because too many times we see rednecks on television, or in general we think dumb hicks, hillbillies, etc. And granted, there's those fair shares in this show, but there are also people in all types of people, whether you're a redneck, whether you're a hillbilly, whether you're a thug, whether you're a financial banker or a Mexican cartel. We all have layers to us, and that doesn't define who we are. And the rednecks, and some of these characters who are considered rednecks in this show, are actually pretty smart. And I love the whole dynamic of Marty moving into their turf. This big city guy with all his money and all his fast talking and all his maneuverability, and the way that the dynamic shifts, and he has to understand the hierarchy of power in the Lake Ozark. He has to understand how it is. And his kids have to adapt from being spoiled rich kids in the big city to swimming on lakes and doing all this country hunting, etc. And the toll it takes on his children, the effects that they have on their children. Like, we always seem to forget children in these type of shows, but some of the bigger lessons in these TV shows are the impact of the kids. Now, Ozark does a good job of introducing that, and it does also the good job of weaving new characters in and out of the story. How we have the pastor, we have the Snells, we have the FBI agents, we have Ruth, we have Russ, we have all these different characters, but they all are woven in gently into the story, and they all make sense in the narrative that it's trying to tell. And it shows different facades of how looks can actually be deceiving and how certain people, certain individuals behave. One thing I will say I did not like about Ozark, overall the show is a pretty phenomenal show. I really enjoyed Ozark. It was one of those more compelling shows that you get to see the psyche of a human family and crime and how it affects everybody else. But one of the things I really did not like about Ozark, and that's an issue I have with a lot of shows now, and the edgy thing is to have sex on your shows, have same sexes on your shows, have them engaging of sexual acts and things of that nature. And this show has a lot. And granted, it's not by the main character. It's not like Marty's out here having sex all willy-nilly. It's one of the FBI agents. He's gay on the show, and again, that's not, I have no issue with that at all. Like, I'm all inclusive when it comes to that. But when it gets to the point of gratuitous, not just because of the gay sex, but sex in general, gratuitous that adds nothing to the plot, bothers me. Like, there's a scene where he's getting fellatioed in the first few episodes by somebody. It's like, why is this here? Like, all his scenes of sex are kind of extra for no reason because they add nothing to the plot. But at the same time, he does engage in sexual activities with another character that actually adds to the plot, that actually drives the story. You'll see when you watch it, like, Russ and him actually drive the story along, and I could fit that narrative. I see how it fits into the story. But gratuitous sex, whether it's this, whether it's Game of Thrones, whether it's Spartacus, whatever show it is, like, just having sex for the sake of sex and shock value, if your show is good, you don't need it. And Ozark is one of those shows I feel like is good and it does not need it. But all in all, I really enjoyed the show. It's a really great show. It's one of those more phenomenal shows. There's a lot of things I'd love to discuss about the show, but I don't want to delve too deep into spoilers to ruin the show for those of you who haven't seen it. But I can say if you enjoyed Breaking Bad, you will enjoy Ozark. And I love the way that the story comes full circle. And we have a whole episode dedicated to how Marty ended up in this situation, how he became a money launderer, and the way his family dynamic was vastly different. Like, overall, everything about the show is about the family and how it affects his family and how he has to do what he needs to do to survive, and how he went from making money, fast cars, etc., to survival of the fittest, and how he's going to launder this money in this small town. And it makes for a great adventure. I really enjoyed it. I love the characters. By far, Ruth is one of my favorite, if not my favorite character. It's between her and Marty, because I love witty banter, and this show has a lot of witty banter. But the fact that, like I said, there's a lot of what you would consider rednecks or country folk in here, and they have that accent. Like, you don't expect witty banter from that accent. Like, we're so in the media and television, we're so shown a different aspect of these type of people that we never expect anything out of them. So when they actually have that back and forth between him and Ruth, I really enjoy those scenes. And also with Jacob as well, I really enjoyed scenes with them. Anyway, guys, Ozark, have you seen it? Let me know in the comments below if you've seen Ozark. If you haven't, definitely check it out. If you love Breaking Bad, you're gonna love this. And if you like Ozark, let me know what's your favorite character, what's your favorite scene in the comment section below. If you like this video, definitely give a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you guys haven't already. And until next time, binge on.